So welcome to another video. Today we are back with this one. And you might have seen in the previous videos, working in the back, there was a whole lot of wires and a whole mess.
It's a rat nest.
I wouldn't say it's a rat nest.
No, it's a rat nest. It's a rat nest.
My belt doesn't squeak. Anyway, we are going to tidy all of that up and make it nice, make it neat. And yeah, we're going to add a little bit of something onto the boot setup just to make it pop just a little bit more. So you will see that sometime in the video. Stay tuned. Let's get to it.
I will show you the rat's nest that I was talking about. Since somebody's in denial. Look at that.
Okay, so yeah.
Oh, brother.
Brother, what's that?
It's quite crazy.
What's that? Jeez, look at the corner over there.
What corner?
There, on that side.
No, this is not too bad. This is just extensive RCAs.
Okay, well, this is what we're getting rid of. I'm gonna make this a little bit neater, a little bit more, what's the word?
I don't think I need 3 meters of power wire. I mean, I can literally jumpstart anything from the back of my car.
No, look, if the wires...
Yes.
Don't do that.
The apparently, but that doesn't make sense. It's insulated. How did it spark?
What is step one when working with electronics, Tiggs?
What you should always do is disconnect your battery.
What was step one for you working on electronics today, Tiggs?
Not disconnecting the battery.
Okay.
That's why the hard line shorted on the power wire, even though it was insulated. I don't know how that happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. Anyway, just disconnect your battery.
What was supposed to happen? What could you have done to make it not happen?
Disconnect the battery.
Yes.
Okay, well, let's remove the amp and get this board out of here, because then what we can do is mount. We can put all the wires behind the board and we can make holes with the drill so that the wires come through the board like that. First steps first, let's mark all of these wires so we know where all of them go back. So we know when we come back to putting everything together, it's all in the right place, and then we can loom everything in one thing.
Cool, let's do that. What's your game plan for marking?
So my game plan for marking is, so these two are channel 4 and they are both channel 4 negative, positive. So I'm just gonna write here 4 positive, and then these two over here are channel 4 negative.
And these are the wires that we put in.
Yeah, so
now
these
recently.
These are the tweeters.
Cool. So we're going to do that for all of those. I mean, we know which one is remote and
power
and
remote.
stuff.
That's not
fine.
a problem.
And then we're going to do that for the rest of them. And once we've done that, then we can start taking everything out and figuring out what goes where and what's not supposed to be here. We pull out.
Then we know this is channel. This is channel 1. So these ones, because they're on the same channel, and it's pretty easy. We've got bright red as positive and dark red as negative.
No. It looks to me like there's oh, okay. It's the way you're holding them. Okay.
Yes, bright red is positive, dark red is negative. Or
Good thing we have it on video, huh?
Yeah, we do that.
Okay, cool. We're going to do the rest of that and we'll check in with you once we start pulling.
So this is just going to be labeled 1.
Right, so we've taken the board out so you can actually see what's going on in here. It looks like most of the, I want to say the rat's nest looks like this because the wires are just really long. It's going to take some thinking to neaten this up, but one thing we want to do is at least loom it. So put the speaker wires together in one single loom, power and ground wires, all that kind of stuff, just so that the wires are running together and there isn't as much of this going on. And then obviously tuck away what we can, like put that under there and all that. Yeah, we'll see what happens as we go along.
Okay guys, so we are discovering a little bit of issues. So obviously when the car was done and the interior was done and everything like that, the whole interior was basically stripped. So a lot of the wires actually run underneath the carpet. So we can't actually, well, we could, but I'm not going to pull the seats out and do all of that just to tidy up the wires. So what we're going to do, all the wires that are no longer used, we are just going to cut them, insulate them and tuck them away, just so it's neat.
And I guess also that means you have spare wires running to things that you might want to use
at some point,
if ever you do. But stripping the interior just to neaten it,
it's not worth it.
it's never been worth it.
Yeah. Okay guys, so Horsey is looming up all the air wires together over there.
Yeah, so we'll just create an open space for any wire that detaches from the loom, wherever it detaches, and just run these wires as far down, then find a spot to basically mount them. But yeah, we'll just neaten things up. There will always be wires, especially if you're running so many electronics. That black loom is a fighter, as long as your interior is also black, because then it doesn't really show. Well,
Black
I say
loom?
black loom, but black insulation.
Not the blue insulation tape that was here before. It just made it look like there was that many more wires.
Yeah. I mean, it did help because it looked like it was one big wire, but still. Black will hide nicely because this tank is black as well, so if we do that...
Well, the frame, not the tank.
Ah, the frame, yes, sorry.
The tank is very much blue.
They know what I meant.
They do now.
They knew. See, so create a junction, get the wire come out, and just loom around it. So that's our first one.
This is for the aerial.
Yeah. Then I'll just keep doing that for any wires that split off of the main loom until I get to somewhere where I feel like this, like up here. I'm not going to go all the way to the relay. I'm just going to see. There's so much wire here.
That's right. And well, ignition.
Yeah, but I'm going to run these down here and this comes out the other end. So I'm probably going to stop somewhere around here and let them go freely up. Joe, that's the plan, at least for now.
Okay, so while Horsey's busy there in the back, I'm going to mount the amps onto this board. And I'm actually going to paint it black. We're initially going to flip it and mount the amps on the carpet side. But this little screw hole over there is where you mount the board onto the bracket so it holds up. And yeah, if we flip the board, it's going to move to the side and then the height is wrong and it has to line up exactly, or it doesn't fit because it's just basically screwed into the bracket. So yeah, I'm just going to paint it black, it'll look better, and then mount the amps, and then we'll see what room we have to play with. So guys, we painted this side and then we were done, and then the carpet started to annoy me, so I got rid of the carpet. So we're just going to paint the whole board and it'll look a bit better than having half carpet. And let's do that.
Right. So while the board is drying, what are we doing now?
So this is our little add-on to the boot setup. It's the pair of white lights, Samsung, if I might add. See, Samsung. It says Samsung.
Focus. Nope, it's not in focus.
Anyway, you just have to take my word for it. It does say Samsung. So yeah, we're gonna put these on this bracket here so the light shines forward. So if you look at it from the front, it actually gives, well, the whole idea of this thing was the whole floating setup. So now with the lights shining from underneath up, it's gonna amplify that floating look. Hopefully. Let's see how it looks when we're done.
Yeah, so we're gonna wire that up while the board dries. Then we'll run these cables that we're gonna keep through the board, but everything's been loomed up, so you'll see all the wires are black. So once everything is tucked away and back behind here, we'll show you. You'll see some of them, but it's not nearly as bad as what it was before.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
I mean, look at that.
Yeah, you can.
That's
actually see
basically all the wires that are going back into it.
And so here's one thing that you need to sort of understand. When you're adding things to a car, unless you're adding them all into one loom, they're gonna have a little bit of like loose wires like this and everything like that. What we were getting rid of, or what we were planning to get rid of, was all the wires that were unnecessary and running on the back. So all of those wires are out. So everything that you see here actually has function now. So we tried to tape up some of them, put them into a loom. So you see this tape starts all the way from there, comes down here, and then it splits into all the different sections that it needs to and everything else. So once the board is in, we'll be able to do a little bit more tidying up, but yeah, this is already looking a lot better. So the board's pretty much done drying. So we're gonna mount up the amp, run the cables through, put the board back in the car, and yeah, then we can do the final bit of tucking once we know where we want all the wires to go. And that'll be it. Didn't take too long, because effectively, well done.
Crazy.
Well done.
Thank you.
Because effectively what we've done here is what you want to do in theory, in like the most basic theory, when you're doing a wire tuck, right? Find the wires, find where they go, mark them, run them where you want them to be, and plug them back in.
I guess so.
There's just obviously
this is a lot more simple than a wire tuck.
When you're doing a wire tuck, you need to consider heat and whatever.
This is everything that should be done when you install something, basically. But because I've had countless issues with this car, I've changed so many amps, I've had to change compressors. You know, as you do with things like this, it gets to a point where you don't care how it looks as long as it just works, especially when using the cars daily.
Yeah. So effectively, when looming your wires, so that's all stuff that came out of the car. There's more on the other side of the car. But you'll see what you want to do is find the wires that go to the same thing and basically bind them together, right? So all of this are your air controls, and those are all in one loom going all the way down to where they split, right? There's more wires here. We'll tuck those in just now after we put the board in, but these are two separate looms because they do two separate things. This top one will be your sound one, and this one, where's the other one? We're so good at it that I couldn't even find it. This is the other end of the air control. So this is the remote, the actual like remote for controlling air up and down, and the remote signal wire for the management system to come on. So looming these two together would be very confusing, because then you'd get into the wire, or if you need to fix something or whatever, you'd open this up and you wouldn't know what's sound and what's not. So you run two separate looms. That's effectively how they do it, guys. Whenever you see an amp and it's got wires going through it, you just drill a hole through, put the wire in the back end, and it miraculously appears on the front end, and you plug it in.
Yeah.
So we're going to do that for all the wires, decide where we want to put them. So we've already discovered that the speaker wires, if you run them behind the board, they're going to be too short. So I might need to then...
I think we just extend these wires. I've got speaker wire.
You want to extend them?
Yeah.
I was thinking
because it's just this side that needs to be extended. The ones coming from that side, because obviously this one will reach.
Yeah. So guys, we've just finished putting the amps in. As you can see, I mean, those wires there come on the side. There's not much we can do about that. But it already looks so many times better. We're gonna test it because we're not sure which RCAs were the ones that were working actually here. These are the lights that we added over here. I'll show you from the back just now. But yeah, once you put the seat up, whether you put the seat down, there's not a whole nest of wires down here. Literally just the wires that have to go to something that's sitting somewhere. And it's a lot neater, and it's going to be a lot easier if we ever need to work on it because we know exactly where the wires go. Cool. So we're about to do a test. Amps are on. Both green lights, yep.
Air is on.
Cool. So we'll tuck away those other RCAs and call it a day. And obviously finalize just the other wires that are peaking where they shouldn't be peaking. Mount up the board.
Pass me.
And that will be it.
Was he just tucking away the last wire? And yeah, we are done. Looking a whole lot better, a whole lot neater than what it did before. And yeah, that's it. All done, all finished.
Much neater. You actually know which wires go where. They group together, so you're not going to pull a sound wire while looking for an air wire. Yeah. Look, I mean, we could have stripped the carpets and made it even neater, but
no, I'm not. It's not worth taking all the seats out. And no, I think this is perfect because I mean, it is a car that we always touching and always doing something on. So
yeah, the issue now becomes if we add something. Because it's loomed up, it means either opening up that loom or just running that wire with that old loom.
We'll just tape up.
So, but yeah, it's a lot neater. It's going to be easier to work on with that kind of stuff.
So that's the end of the video, guys. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe.
On the road to 5,000.
We are on the road to 5,000. That is a big number.
Yeah,
so
just
we
reached 1,000.
We need your guys' support to get to the 5,000. So yeah, like, share,
subscribe,
comment, subscribe. Tell your auntie to subscribe because we need you guys to keep doing what we are doing.
What? You should still like, subscribe, and share though.